What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gaming with the Bros Cast, episode 168.
Nice.
My name is Harrison. I am joined by my brother Nick. As always, Nick, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great, man. I've been deep in the Xenoblade 3
Yes.
DLC worlds.
Yes.
So,
yeah, it's quite good. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. But yeah, it's really good, and I'm glad. Yeah, it's kind of like a little bit of a filler before Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, and like the perfect length too. It's like 20 hours ish, depending on how quickly you go through it.
Yeah.
Which is like the perfect pacing between now and Tears of the Kingdom, which comes out in less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, crazy.
Cool. Yeah.
2 Fridays from now. I ended up calling. I got a little bit annoyed because I called Best Buy and like my local store, and they sent me to like another, like an off-site call center or something, and I was like, what? Okay. And I was like, are you guys doing like a midnight launch for Tears of the Kingdom? And he's like, honestly, he's like, I know. He's like, I used to work at that store back in the day, and I would set that stuff up because he said he used to work in like the gaming department. He's like, you'll have to just go in and ask or whatever. And I was like, okay, I mean, that's fair enough. But so yeah, I'm gonna have to go to Best Buy probably sometime this week and just ask, be like, you guys doing a midnight launch? Because I'll definitely go. If they do. So
Yeah. Man, I have it digitally pre-ordered.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get the collector's edition, but I Yeah.
And even like the I've got the notification set for Pyra and Mithra, and it's still,
even that,
I still can't even get to it. I'm like, what is the deal with this?
I feel like that app, like Hot Stock, I feel like it doesn't really work. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's just in stock for like 5 seconds. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because
like, even getting the PlayStation 5 was easier than that.
Yeah, because it'll tell you, like, hey, it's getting ready to go in stock in like 5 minutes or whatever, and then you get the notification. But even like I've even gotten the notification and went on my computer and like pulled up the Best Buy website, and it still wasn't in stock, or I could get to it and it says you're online, and then you're out. Then you're out. But even like the Pyra Myth, like it's insane.
Oh my god, I'm getting so annoyed because like I just want this amiibo. But
yeah, because I'd already ordered it. I got in like immediately, and then I've gotten in a couple times where I've added it to my cart, and when I went to checkout, it says something like can't be picked up at your location or something like that. Yeah, it's got to be shipped.
Same here.
And then it won't, and then it just won't work. Yeah, I'm ready to live in a world where we don't have to deal with this anymore. It's just because whenever they announce the next Switch, it's going to be just a nightmare.
I'm already like pre-annoyed.
Yeah,
anticipating that. And the problem with, and I guess it's a good thing, but like with Nintendo, they don't really tell you when pre-orders are going to go live for things.
Yeah.
Whereas like with Xbox, like we knew when the Series X was going to be up for pre-order. For the PlayStation 5, I think there was a time frame that was given, but
yeah.
For the Switch, it's just like, hey, it's up. Or for like any other like Nintendo product, like the collector's edition.
Because I already know like the Mio and Noah ones are going to be ridiculous too.
Those are going to go so fast. But I have to get those, man.
Yeah, dude, I have to, man. I love this. I love this. Yeah, I mean, like last week after I finish up this DLC, and then probably sometime after Tears of the Kingdom, I'm definitely going to finish up 1 and 2. Speaking of which, just got a notification right now about this hot stock.
Yep, live on air. Let's see.
Live on air. Yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, Nick, how was your week this week? Do anything fun, exciting, house stuff?
Yeah, nothing too crazy this week, to be honest. Yeah,
okay.
Just normal stuff. Yeah, getting ready for this week. We're going out of town, and then in a few weeks we're going over to Vietnam. So getting ready for that.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, man. So we're just kind of in between stuff right now. But how you doing? How's your week?
It was good. Just kind of getting prepared for Kellen's birthday. His birthday is tomorrow, and then we're gonna go out to dinner, and then on Saturday we're doing a birthday party. He's having like a bug themed birthday. So there's like we're getting like a special cake made. We're gonna have like bugs and stuff on it. And then we're getting like a jumpy castle or whatever, or like I think it's like a jumpy obstacle course. Buddy.
Speaking of the devil.
Yep, sold out. Bummer. So we're getting ready for that. And just getting all the. We're also still working on getting our deck painted. We're almost finished. It's been kind of crazy with Brittany's schedule because she works a lot of nights too, and days. So it's just like it's hard to get out there. But we've almost got that done, and then I've got our gazebo's already in, so we've got to put that up before Saturday, and then I bought a new grill yesterday.
Oh.
Yeah, my grill is just about deteriorated. It's like in horrible condition. And that's partly my fault. I just didn't clean it like I was supposed to.
Yeah.
But one of the burners hasn't worked in like 2 or 3 years, so it was time, and we really wanted one that was like a charcoal and a propane mix. It's like one side does propane and the other does charcoal, because like I don't know, doing like charcoal burgers and stuff every once in a while is really good. Doing ribs and stuff like that is awesome. So
hits different.
Yeah, it definitely hits different. So yeah, especially when you get some of that mesquite wood chips and put it in there, it gets the flavor going. So I found one of those at Lowe's. So that was awesome. It was already assembled and stuff like that. Got that up. We made burgers last night to test it out. It worked very well.
Heck yeah.
And also I think the whole grill industry is actually BS, because the pan underneath the grill had completely fallen apart, and I haven't had a pan underneath there for years now.
Oh yeah, you had mentioned this.
So it's hard cooking because it's just air coming in there, so it doesn't heat appropriately. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard to determine if you're cooking like a medium rare steak or well done burger, it's hard to nail it without that pan and keeping that heat trapped in there. And I called the company for like another pan, and it was like $80 or $90. I'm like, there's no way I'm spending $90 for a pan.
Right.
And I had told when I was at Home Depot one time, they were like, yeah, by the time you're ready for a new pan, you're probably ready for a new grill. So I was like, whatever. Now that was a couple of years ago, but I was like, we'll use Kellen's birthday party as an excuse to go big on a grill. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
But
hey, it was probably time.
Yeah, it was definitely time. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was in rough shape. So
yeah.
But
nice.
Yeah, you wanna dive into what we've been playing?
Yeah, man. I guess I've only been playing Xenoblade. So if you have anything else you want to talk about beforehand.
Yeah, I do. I finished up. I talked about Dredge last week, but I finished it up. I wanted to get it done before I started playing Xenoblade, because I don't think I started playing Xenoblade until Thursday. I think it came out Tuesday. Definitely one of my favorite games of the year so far. Dredge.
Dang.
It is a incredibly a pretty well paced game as far as unlocking your stuff. Because again, at the heart of the game, it's just a fishing game. I think there's over 100 different fish you can find in there. But it's got a eldritch horror supernatural story behind it. And all the upgrades you get because you start out as a pretty slow boat with pretty standard fishing rods. And you slowly upgrade, and once you start getting the faster boat and stuff like that, it really starts to make a difference. And having the fish net hang behind there, so you can kind of just catch fish as you're traveling, is really cool. And then just whenever you get your new fishing rods, because there's five different regions total, and it's all one open map, which is really cool. But some is one area is a volcanic area, so you have to have a certain volcanic rod that can sustain hot waters. One area is this they call it the abyssal, but I think the abyssal, but it's a really deep area. So you have to have it's not a rod, but it's a crank that can go lower to really deep areas, so you can catch certain fish. And every area, the whole game is you're trying to find five items, collector items for this mysterious man, and each area is the item is locked behind like a new fit, like a certain fish you have to collect. There's like a little bit of a story in each area, so it's really cool. But and then you also unlock like supernatural abilities for your boat itself. Like you can get a it's pretty much like a speed boost that you can. It really only lasts for about 10 seconds. You just hold the button down and you travel super quick. But if you go over the little bar because it has like a bar that reaches up and it'll overheat, and if you overheat, then your boat you'll destroy one of your engines and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So and that's the thing too. It's like your boat can be. I think you once you upgrade the boat, like you can have like 3 or 4 hits before it'll be destroyed and you get game over. But there's like tons of like sea creatures that'll come out of nowhere and attack you. But you do end up locking like this beacon that you can set off that it'll detract any sort of like monsters or fish or anything like that can attack you. So that's really cool. But yeah, it's just a really super awesome, like very chill kind of game. And yeah, it's good.
Okay. How long is it?
It probably, I mean, it was definitely under like 10 hours. It was pretty quick. And that was not doing every little thing, because there's like side missions and stuff you can do. But the story's really cool. It's just like a pretty simple, like, again, like an Eldritch super horror, supernatural story. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Cool, man.
What you doing, buddy?
Oh yeah, what is he holding there?
Will you marry me? You want to pop in the frame? Say hi?
Hey, buddy.
But yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I mean, I think it's like $25 on the eShop, and yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll need to check it out at some point. I don't know if I'll get to it before Zelda, but
I mean, you're coming to his party this weekend, right?
Yeah.
I'll just let you I'll let you take the game with you, because I've got the I've got it physical.
I forgot you had it physical.
Yeah, I'll just let you take it with you.
Thanks.
But yeah, I would highly recommend it. Like, if you like fishing games, it's super fun. But just all the other stuff around it is really cool. So yeah, definitely recommend it.
Nice.
All right. You want to talk about let's talk about the DLC here.
Let's get into it, man. So I finished it up today. I had a pretty long session Saturday, and then spent a lot of today playing it, finishing it up. And I didn't rush through it by any means, but I loved the area that the DLC takes place in. Like, it has so many improvements even over Xenoblade 3, which is really awesome. Like, it gives you a lot of incentives to explore, to fight new monsters, to collect items, because like you can register your Collectopedia items and get more affinity points to use those. You get affinity points for uncovering new areas, for fighting new monsters, for doing the scene, like the affinity scenes.
Yeah.
What they're called. So there's just like a lot more incentive to explore this time around.
So quick.
Or like, I wish they would have like retroactively implemented that into 3. Like, that would have been cool to go through New Game Plus on Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and have like a Collectopedia.
Yeah. I think the affinity point system is a really smart thing.
Cool.
Because while I didn't necessarily, I mean, I explored a decent amount in Xeno, like the base game, but in this, like I've spent, I mean, I'm about 5 hours in, and I just got to Shulk and Rex.
Okay.
I spent a lot of time in that open world, that first kind of zone, just exploring everything and fighting monsters and finding like the the containers and stuff like that, and some of the relics that you can find. So yeah, it's a super smart way they did that. Yeah, really love that way, the way they did that.
Yeah, and I like how everyone has a set class this time around, so you don't have to like worry about micromanaging everyone's class once they max out their level and all that. So it's like a lot of it's really streamlined, which is like really surprising and really cool when you compare it to a game like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which didn't have enough tutorials in it to begin with, and like this game like and the base game for 3 did this really well, but like it'll make you stop and do something when it's like tutorializing it, or it'll be like, hey, like click start, go to the menu, and go through the process of like assigning a new skill for the affinity growth. And so like it does a really good job of streamlining a lot of things. And then of course the story is just crazy in how it ties everything together.
So like I haven't finished Xeno 1 and I haven't played Xeno 2 at all. So I have really no idea what's going on right now. Does it, without spoiling anything, does it wrap up like the trilogy like in a pretty nice way, or does it make it make sense for why Rex and Shulk are in this, or on Ionios? Ionios, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Ionios. Yes, it does explain why they're there. And I think having seen the ending of Xenoblade Chronicles 3, this will make sense as well. Like you don't necessarily need to have seen the end of 1 and 2, but just need to know like what connects those games. And I think you do, having played Xenoblade Chronicles 3.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So I guess spoilers for the end of Xeno 3, because whenever everything happens and you defeat Zed and stuff like that, like the worlds separate. So like I didn't understand, and I guess it'll explain it here, once I get deeper into the DLC. But I didn't understand why there's Ionios is still a thing, and people have
Well, it does take place years before the base game.
Oh, so it's a prequel.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
Okay. Well, because they talk about Mio and Noah.
But you remember that's the Mio and Noah from the past in the base game as well. Like before Neo became in.
Yeah.
Remember he went like through that life, and this is all spoilers for 3, but but they had a kid, and then he loses Neo. And that's when he like makes a deal with Zed, I think, to destroy the city.
Yeah.
And that's what brings her back. I think that's what happens.
Okay.
So I guess Matthew, and this isn't a spoiler for later on in the DLC, but Matthew, he's a descendant of like the original N and M.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anytime time travel is involved, I'm just like, what is going on?
So do you remember when it had the big flashback at the end of chapter 5?
Yeah, and that's when
it showed them having the kid.
Yeah.
That is the grandfather.
Okay.
In the base game.
Okay.
Or, sorry, in Future Redeemed.
Okay.
Yeah, but in this part of the timeline, we haven't gotten to the Noah and Mio that we know.
Okay.
Because this is like the story of like the founders.
Yeah.
Who quote unquote saved the city.
Okay.
Ionios. Yeah. So it's kind of a prequel, but it does like tie up some of the loose ends from Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I still have a lot of questions, and I need to like honestly read more about it. But yeah,
I'm sure there's a YouTube video online now explaining. Okay.
Oh, 100%. I need to watch that. But
okay.
Yeah, there is a point near the end of the DLC that like it's kind of it's very normal looking, but it's like super super crazy, and I'm excited to hear your thoughts when you get to it. But it's just like kind of like a jarring moment.
Yeah, we'll probably do like a spoiler discussion or something.
Yeah, for it. Yeah, if you finish it by next podcast, then we'll do one. Because then podcast after that is Zelda.
Crazy.
So for our listeners, you only have to listen to two more podcasts, including this one, until Zelda comes out.
Yeah. And then it's going to be just all Zelda.
And then it's going to be all Zelda.
They'll probably spend the whole podcast like just talking Zelda, unless there's some crazy news or something.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if there will be. I think everybody's just going to get out of the way of Zelda. Even for announcements and stuff like that. Well, cool. I really like it so far. Like the combat, I love the combat in this game so much. It just feels
good. Man.
It feels good to play. And they really didn't. They still have like this where I'm at. So, they still have the kind of like the synergy attacks, whatever, where you can like pair up two party members and they'll do like a synchronized attack.
Yeah.
But they don't transform or anything. They just attack together. And then I just unlocked the ability to do the chain attacks, which is a little bit different than how the Ouroboros are involved in that. So I've only done that the one time when I fought I don't know, the boss. I don't know if they even showed his name off.
One of the consoles. Yeah.
He he fuses I love it so far. It's just been a joy. The music is so great.
Yeah. Music's killer.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
I want more of it. I want a Xenoblade Chronicles 4. I want whatever they're gonna do next. I'm here for it. I think Monolith Soft is a top tier developer.
Yeah, they're one of my favorites right now between that and like FromSoft and stuff like that, which we'll talk about Armored Core in a second.
Oh
They need to bring on Xenoblade X, right? That's the only one that's missing on the Switch now.
The only one that's missing.
I'm surprised they haven't done that yet.
I think they will. I think it's. I don't know if this is a spoiler, but that game is kind of alluded to.
Okay. Have you played it?
I picked it up on the Wii U and probably played a few hours of it, but
it's pretty different, right? Combat wise.
Yeah, it's pretty different.
Okay.
I mean, like the core combat is pretty similar, where you have your arts, and you're doing all that stuff, but then you have like your giant mech that you're flying through the open world.
That's cool. I wonder if they'll put it out like as like a launch title for the next system or something like that. That would be really cool. I think that would do pretty well. But yeah, I think
it's coming.
Cool.
I think it is.
Well, let's since we mentioned it, Armored Core, we got a release date for it.
Yeah, August 25th. Is that right?
Yeah, it's either August 25th or August 26th. Armored Core 6. See if I can pull it up real quick. August 25th. Yep. I did see that they dropped like a collector's edition. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I saw the price and I was like, nope.
How much was it?
$500.
Holy crap. Does it come with like a statue or something?
Yeah, there's one. I think it's only on the Bandai website, but there's two iterations. There's one that's a statue, and that one's like $225. And then there's another one that's $500, and it's the same statue, but it has like a hanger built around it. And it looks super awesome, but yeah, $500 is nutty for a special edition, but
yeah, that's crazy. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but it's cool. But the regular game is $60, so FromSoft has not jumped over to the $70 price point yet. So,
granted, like this one's coming out on previous gen as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I've never played an Armored Core game before, but I absolutely trust FromSoft and their vision and their title. So this will definitely be a day one for me for sure.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I read through so like Sony had like a PlayStation blog post about it, and I think there was an interview as well.
Okay.
So it's like it's gonna be mission based like the previous games.
Yeah.
And they're not taking a Souls approach with it, so they're not like letting any of that leak into
Okay.
into what this game is going to be. So it's very like, I guess very consistent with what the prior games were.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it's cool that they're sticking to like the original vision and not letting the success of the Souls franchise like change how this game is fundamentally.
Mm-hmm.
And like I've never played an Armored Core game before, so I'm excited to jump in. And
it looks.
See what it's all about. It looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, just the text alone that pops up, you're like, oh, this is the Dark Souls game.
Yeah.
Feed the fires, let the cinders burn, or whatever.
Yeah, like that was a little reminiscent.
Yeah, just like that's totally Dark Souls, but cool. Yeah, I'm excited for it. It looks just ridiculously awesome. Just so many explosions in that trailer.
So many explosions, so many weapons, so many cool looking mechs.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it looks great, man. And it comes out in like 5 months.
Yeah, a good time. I don't know what else is coming out around that. Because Starfield is September, right?
Yeah, September.
So yeah, I think that's a good time frame for something like that come out in the summer. Be a good summer game. Let's see. Okay, we still got a little bit of time left. I guess we'll leave the Zelda stuff for last. Mario the movie has jumped over 1 billion mark.
That's crazy.
Which I think we already knew it would. I mean,
yeah,
just the success, and I think it just released in Japan like this weekend too. So like they were already they were already like a little under 900 million, I think, like going into this weekend, and then Japan gave them that bump. But yeah, I think it's going to continue to just do well. I think a lot of people have probably seen it multiple times too, just to go back and catch all the Easter eggs and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, good for Mario. It's a good movie.
I don't know if this is going to change Nintendo's like plans for any movies or TV shows, but I bet they're thinking about it now.
Yeah,
with how successful this movie has been on like such a relatively small budget too. Like $100 million is not that much for a big movie like this, for a big animated movie.
Yeah,
I mean, when you think about God of War Ragnarok costing $200 million to make, like, kind of crazy.
Yeah,
like that. This game, or this movie costs so much less.
And then there's obviously, I mean, Nintendo hasn't confirmed anything, but there'll probably be like a Donkey Kong movie and some other stuff. I just don't want it to be too much. I don't want it to be like the Marvel effect where they've got stuff everywhere, like TV shows and stuff like that. Like, I don't think I want any TV shows. I think I'm good with just like a movie every couple of years, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's the right way to go about that, because, and that's the one problem I have with Marvel is like, we got Endgame and it was like just a perfect way to end that story that's taken so long to build up, and then we got it and it was amazing, and like the theater experience was awesome, and everybody was talking about it, and then like 3 months later we got like another movie. So it felt like it was
really soon.
We felt like it was too, like, I think like 3 months later we got the Far From Home Spider-Man movie.
I thought that was
because it was after, because they had they talked about Tony Stark dying and stuff like that. So
I thought that was before, and I thought Black Widow was the first movie after Endgame.
Maybe. It could have been. I'm not quite sure. Either way, there was a movie out really quickly, so it didn't feel like we had enough time to like just catch our breath with all these movies. So I think they just did too much at one point, and they definitely feel the ramifications for that, because I know a lot of people are kind of like myself, just kind of over the whole superhero stuff. So
yeah.
You're right. Although I do want to see Guardians of the Galaxy. I heard that was really good, but
yeah. Yeah, you're right. Far From Home came like 2 months after Endgame. That's crazy.
Yeah. And then we got Eternals not too long after that, which is a decent movie. I think it got a lot of bad raps. I think it's better than what a lot of people said, but still, like, just too much stuff. And then we've had a million TV shows,
right?
And yeah,
Okay, I was wrong. Black Widow was.
I think Black Widow came out the summer after that. Yeah, 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was one of their first COVID movies, I think.
Yeah, it was a Disney. Yeah, it came on Disney Plus where you had to like buy it for $30 or whatever. Yeah, like kind of rented it more like, but that was cool. I mean, still fun, but yeah, just too much. I don't want Mario. I don't want Nintendo to do that. I don't want them to make like 1,000 like we don't need a TV show for each character. You know,
I don't think we will.
Yeah,
I think they're pretty conservative with their media.
Yeah,
you know, they'll. I mean, I don't think they're going to take the Marvel approach.
Yeah, and I also want them to be like contained too. Like we don't need it to accumulate to like a Smash Brothers style movie. Like just keep everything.
Cool, but...
Yeah, I mean it would be cool, but like story wise, like none of the Smash games have good stories.
No,
and I don't think they really try. Like they just create something.
It doesn't need a story.
Yeah, it doesn't need a story. But I don't need like. I don't need Link and Mario and Donkey Kong and all them together in one movie. I think, obviously, in the Mario universe, you can have your own Donkey Kong movie, and then maybe Mario pops up for like a second and is gone or something like that, or vice versa. But yeah, I think if you're gonna do like a Luigi's Mansion story, like that could be cool. Pikmin movie, whatever the case is. But yeah, just maybe not like a billion different TV shows.
Agreed. You wanna switch over?
Yeah, let's switch over and finish up the news. All right, you want to read the next one?
Yeah. So, in what I thought was a kind of a surprise, the CMA has denied the Activision acquisition. Obviously, Microsoft is going to appeal it, but basically things aren't looking too good. Microsoft could have to pay $3 billion to Activision in like dead deal costs if it doesn't go through. So at this point, we don't know if anything is going to happen with this deal, if it's going to go through, if any terms are going to be adjusted. But I mean, at this point, like I'm just ready for whatever is going to happen to actually happen.
Yeah,
because it's taking up a lot of the landscape for like what gaming is. And I don't know, man. I feel like
I'm just tired of hearing about it. Like I'm tired of it's going on Twitter and then hearing everybody argue about it. And the reason why they denied it is because of cloud gaming, which is like the weirdest thing to deny. Like I saw a chart that cloud gaming only takes up about 1% of the overall kind of market space for like revenue and stuff like that. So to deny it on that is a little bit weird. I think maybe they're afraid that Microsoft will get like a monopoly over cloud gaming. But I don't know. I've read a lot of reports that the people on the board just aren't too familiar.
Too savvy with.
Yeah, too savvy with gaming in general. Which I mean that's usually the case for any sort of like board of electees. They're all like just super old people that don't know anything about electronics. I mean,
yeah.
Watching the whole Tik Tok trial of all the people asking the CEO questions, just it was hilarious because they didn't know how Wi-Fi worked. They didn't know how like the age of like you can have a child account with TikTok and ranges from so and so age and you'll be fed age appropriate stuff. But yeah, it was just funny watching all these like really old people and just did not know anything.
Really,
and
really simple questions.
And I don't think they've done like I don't think they're recording these trials or whatever, or this
the delegations.
Yeah, the delegations and stuff like that. So we don't know what these people look like, of course. I'm just making a prejudgment, I guess, without actually knowing who's on the board, but it feels like that. So yeah, I don't really care at this point. If it goes through, cool. If not, also cool. I want
you want resolution.
I want resolution. I want it to be done. I want Xbox and Microsoft to focus back on gaming and getting Xbox in a good place, because right now it just doesn't feel like it's in a good place. I mean, the sales are down for Xbox. The Game Pass, I think, is up a little bit. I think it's surprisingly up for based on their projections and not having anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just need to refocus and make good games, get games out, because you've got so many good studios, but there's just nothing.
Yeah,
So-
and I feel like this acquisition like is making both PlayStation and Microsoft hold back showcases and
Yep, exactly. Yeah, because PlayStation
and
doesn't want to
marketing.
do a showcase because they don't want to, give like add fuel to the fire for Xbox. And yeah, it's just
They don't want to show like, oh, this next game is coming exclusively to PlayStation 5. This what should be a third-party game coming exclusively to PS5. I mean, I wouldn't want to if I was running PlayStation right now. I wouldn't want to put out any like banger showcases showing off all of our exclusive games.
I have a feeling when it's all said and done, I think Sony is going to either purchase Square or Capcom.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see Square more so than
Yeah.
Capcom, because at this point, Square feels like
It feels like
developer.
pretty much, because like all their stuff is usually exclusive anyways.
Yeah, it's
So-
either Switch and PS5 or it's just PS5, and I don't know. It's just kind of weird because like all of the games that are on Switch and PS5 or PS4, they sell miles better on the Switch.
Yeah,
But like if the Switch had that exclusivity, it would do even better because Nintendo could actually market those games. Like
Yep.
like Octopath Traveler 2. Like if that was coming exclusively to Switch, Nintendo would put more of their marketing force behind it.
or like a timed exclusive or something like that. Because that's what
Yeah.
the original one. I mean, it was
It was a long
it was
time
like 3 years or
exclusive,
something. But yeah, I'm just ready for it to be done. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the discourse on Twitter
but
and
people complaining
everywhere. Yeah, everybody's complaining about it. So yeah. Last topic or news really of the show. The Zelda previews came out last Wednesday.
Yeah.
Bunch of outlets were invited to. I think they did one in New York, and I think they did one overseas, like in Europe or something. I can't exactly remember what city it was in, but yeah, we got a pretty good look of all the abilities. The starting area for like the Great Plateau, area. Well, I guess they didn't show that.
Yeah, we didn't get a look at that. They
Yeah.
played it for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But couldn't show any of the
Couldn't
footage.
show that. Yeah.
But we did get a good look at like an encampment with one of the Sheikah towers.
Yep.
And then like a good portion of the Sky Islands, or a couple of the Sky Islands were shown off.
Yeah, it looks. I feel like I can't get more excited, but then those dropped, and I'm just like, this game it's just insane.
So incredible, like with the Ultra Hand and building the flying machines, and like hearing that those machines actually control well when you're flying them in
Yeah.
the sky. Like that's gonna be so cool. Like it's there's gonna be like a million different ways to do one thing.
Yeah.
Like getting from A to B is gonna be such a, oh my god, there's just so many ways you can do it. So many ways you can do anything.
There's so many like options and variations you can do to build stuff, and just the fact that like some people, like some of the people at the event, like they fought the moblins and stuff like that, and then some just completely bypassed them altogether by just flying up or whatever the case is. So
Yep.
yeah, this game just looks like it's going to be insane with all the different options of building and stuff like that. And yeah, I just can't wait, man. I can't wait to play it. I just cannot wait to play it.
We did learn that you can only fuse 2 items together, and that's it. So
Okay.
there is that limitation, which is kind of expected. Like obviously you had to set a limit at some point. You can't build the
Yeah.
longest stick in the world. You gotta
Yeah.
set a limit, and then we really don't know what the limitation is for the Ultra Hand and for like the vehicles that you can build.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming like there has to be a set number of pieces you can put on there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the limitation is like what you're building and I guess the real estate you have, but
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know because obviously it has to be powered, but I don't know. I don't know what the limitations are for that. Who knows? Like, who knows if you could just build like a huge flying thing and yeah, I don't know. It may just at the end of the day, if you have something that's too big, like you just can't power it with what you've got. So
Right. Yeah, and we learned that like all of the stuff, or like a lot of the stuff that you attach, like the rockets and the batteries, like those are Zonai equipment that you can hold in your inventory. So like you can collect a lot of those items through that through like the gumball machine. And then you can carry those with you. So when you come across like a wooden plank or something that you can attach that equipment to, then you can build a machine. You can build a flying machine or a car or some sort of transportation. So it seems like it's going to be like a lot easier to build than we initially thought.
yeah.
And it sounds like you can even save some of your creations.
Yeah, that's what yeah, because when you open up the wheel for all the stuff, there was one that was blank, so there's something that we don't know about. And yeah, and the one I don't know if the person mentioned it or what, but yeah, like you said, I think you can like maybe either like save a schematic that you built or something like that, or maybe maybe there's certain ones that are already out there that you just obtain and like
maybe you can find schematics,
like, and you click on it and like it auto builds it for you, which is really cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to do that, but I would assume you click on it and it's going to just make it for you and appear there. So
right,
yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah, and then all the
looks crazy.
All the other stuff looks awesome too.
Yeah,
like all the combat variety. Sounds like there's a lot there with fusing weapons and fusing items to your bow or your arrows.
Like, yeah, it seems like this game is going to incentivize you more to do combat, because I think a lot of times in Breath of the Wild, because the game was a little bit difficult, or at least for me, like a lot of times I would just try to bypass enemies as much as I could. And this one, it sounds like because of the stuff that's being dropped,
everyone drops something.
Yeah, to put it into like the pachinko machine or whatever, and being able to get part like Zonai charges and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a good incentive to actually fight in this game, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, and I guess things that aren't necessarily confirmed yet are dungeons. We don't really know. I mean, like every Zelda game, even Breath of the Wild has dungeons. It's just, what shape is that going to take? What form is that going to take?
Yeah,
I'm assuming there are going to be dungeons in the sky, and potentially some dungeons underground as well. But
I think the in the Zeltic video, because I watched that one, I think he mentioned that there was a sky dungeon that they could not talk about.
Okay.
I don't know if they actually got to go in, but I think it was like confirmed when they were playing. But I don't know if that's like, we don't know if it's like a proper dungeon where you're getting something out of it, like or a tier at the end or whatever the case is, or like a weapon or something like that. Or if it's just like a shrine. Yeah. So we don't.
That's what I'm wondering too. It's like, are shrines back?
They are. Yeah, they're definitely back.
Okay, but they're not back in the same form as they were before, right?
I don't know. I think we've definitely seen them in some of the shots of the game. And I feel like Zeltic confirmed that too in his video, but I can't quite remember. Koroks are back too.
But it sounds like it's a little bit different though.
Yeah, it sounds like that's one thing. Like, I never bothered with, because I think the Korok seeds, like, you could upgrade your inventory, right? More slots. That was like the main point. But obviously at the very end, like, it's kind of a middle finger almost with the golden poo. So hopefully there's not 900. I don't want 900 of Korok seeds, but if there is, or there's something to that amount, hopefully the item you get is well worth it.
Right. So, and it sounds like the actual puzzles are a little bit deep, a little bit more deep than the original ones, because like one of them you're having to get Korok from A to B.
Yeah.
So you have to build a transportation device to get them there,
That's so cool.
and that nets you like a few Korok seeds.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a 1-for-1 of like,
Okay.
oh, you did this little puzzle, but I'm sure those exist. And I think one of them was shown off in the preview, but there's more thought out puzzles in Tears of the Kingdom, which is cool.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of like get to A to B somehow, or transport this person to this this area or something like that.
We've already seen that one in the trailers.
Yeah,
like
a little caravan of like 4 or 5 people he's taken. Yeah. When do our reviews going to drop this next Wednesday or Thursday? Do we know?
I would assume they'd come out the week of.
The week of. I'm assuming. I mean, outlets have probably gotten like review copies now, right?
Yeah, I would assume so.
I would hate to review this game. It's just any like massively open world game. I think I saw something on Twitter. Someone had posted. They were tagging like reviewers and saying, do you like reviewing like massive games, or does it take away like your enjoyment of the game, stuff like that? So yeah, I would hate to review anything open world, especially Zelda, like Zelda and Elden Ring, stuff like that. Like I just would not want to review that because like Elden Ring, there's so many items that you just don't know, and it helps when the game's out because you can go online. But when you're reviewing that and nothing's out there, you're just like, I think Gene Park on Twitter, he had said something about Elden Ring, and he said there's some item that I just sat on for 2 weeks because I just didn't know what to do with it, and then when the game came out, people found out what to do, and he's like, here's how I use it. So yeah, I would hate to have to review something like that.
And like the best parts of those games are getting lost and discovering new areas. And like with me knowing myself, like I would almost want to beeline a game if I was reviewing it because I'm worried about the time crunch.
Exactly.
And I wouldn't enjoy exploring because it's detracting me from the main game.
Yeah.
Like I can that would be hard. Like I feel like that would really detract from the overall experience and your enjoyment of a game.
And which I don't know exactly how like when you're getting a review copy and that process of reviewing it, because obviously you're playing the game, you're getting paid to do it, right? Because that's your job. Like, so you're probably not doing other stuff like as much. Like they're probably not writing articles and other stuff like that. They're probably just solely focusing on that. So I mean, if you're given like 2 weeks of review time, like that's a lot of time to play. If you're playing 6 hours a day or something, whatever the case is, you're probably playing more, especially for something like this. But yeah, I could definitely see where it could maybe hurt like your overall enjoyment of the game just because of a time crunch.
Yeah, and like for this game, maybe it's not as bad because like people are going to enjoy playing this and they're gonna like want to take it home at night and play it, off the clock, so to speak. But I can imagine like with other games that get reviewed where they have less time to review them and maybe the game isn't as good.
Yeah.
Like I would hate to have to crunch through those types of games.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Like I have to stay up until 2 a.m. playing Ghostwire.
Yeah.
I have to grind my way through Ghostwire really quickly. Like that would suck. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like reviewing games sounds cool because you get the game early, but it's not all daisies.
Yeah, and then you don't get like, especially stuff like Zelda and I'll mention Elden Ring again, but like that zeitgeist of being part of the community and learning stuff together and discovering new stuff off of videos you've watched. Like you don't really get that same experience that a normal person would get. So it's got its pros and cons, but well, yeah.
Quick question for you. So if your Best Buy doesn't do a midnight launch, are you still gonna play it at midnight somehow? Or are you gonna wait till?
I'll probably just wait
on Friday.
Well, I'm taking the day off for sure.
Okay.
So I'll just go in the morning, or wait for them to tell me that it's ready. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing midnight, and then after work, I'm going to Best Buy to pick up the Pro controller
Yep.
and the amiibo.
Yep.
And then it's back to it.
Yep. Because I've got the amiibo, yeah, the controller, the amiibo, and then the game itself pre-ordered, and I still got the one on Amazon pre-ordered. I haven't undid that one yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited. I'm still trying to get my greedy hands, my grubby hands on that collector's edition, and hopefully, I'm hoping that when I go to Best Buy, they'll have extra copies. I don't know if they will, but
Well, if they have a midnight launch,
yeah,
I think they would, because I did see that there was like confirmation that GameStops would at least have 4 copies on hand,
okay,
or specifically for like day one.
yeah,
midnight launches.
yeah. I hope. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go this week and just confirm if they're gonna do one, because I haven't done one since Breath of the Wild in the Switch launch, and that was awesome. So yeah, I'll probably wait until that day to go pick it up. Although I'm sure I'll be missing out.
Yeah,
I definitely want to play at midnight, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with Best Buy.
I won't text you anything if I do play. Like,
I feel like this game is amazing.
Harrison, you're missing out, man.
You're missing out, brother. Before we end the show, Nick, Redfall comes out Tuesday. Are you going to play it?
Comes out Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday. May 2nd?
No, I will not. Well, I will not be playing it until maybe Sunday when I get back.
Okay.
But,
Oh, that's right. That's right. You'll be. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'll be gone.
Yeah. So reviews. So I think with most of Arcane stuff, I think they never have review. I don't think they send review copies out. So I know some people are, why aren't reviews ready?
They don't send out any review copies?
Well, I don't think they do it prior to the game's release.
Because I thought didn't Deathloop have?
I don't think it did.
Reviews before launch?
Maybe it did. So we should expect reviews to go up, or maybe they don't allow reviews to be the embargo isn't until the day of release, and I think that's the case with most Bethesda games and Arcane games. So I know some people are pointing that out. So I don't think it's necessarily like of course it's a worry because with all the 30 FPS stuff and just all that stuff and the fact that I don't think we talked about this, but only the host player gets progress. The other players don't. Dumb. So I don't know how that works. So do you because we don't know if I don't know if there's a level up or anything. I'm sure there's a level up in this game. So do you level up but you just don't progress your story? I don't know exactly how that works.
It's kind of like Far Cry 5.
Okay.
Where you don't make any progress to your story. And I guess it's because if you made progress and you weren't at that point yet, then how would that work once you go back to your game?
Yeah, that's always a tricky situation with co-op games like this. But I don't know, when the game is sold as a 4-player co-op experience, you try to figure out a way around that. But I get it, but it's just tough.
Yeah, do you still if you were to progress with your friend and you guys were to end your you were to stop playing and come back the next day.
Yeah.
Is the character that you're playing as the same character that you played as the day before?
Right. Hopefully you
or does it matter?
Hopefully you get to level up your character itself. And that carries over. Obviously the story stuff just makes sense because if I was to jump in with you for the first time and you're 10 hours into the game, and I play that level, that's not going to unlock everything that you've done that you would have done prior. But the leveling thing, I hope carries over into your own game if you're not the host. If it doesn't do that, then that's super crummy. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if Redfall has a leveling system. I'm sure there is a skill tree.
Yeah, skill or skill tree, whatever that's points or something you're getting for completing missions. And do it that way. I think that could be cool. And that would be fine. But yeah, if it doesn't have any sort of crossover with progression as far as XP and stuff goes, that's a huge bummer and would make me not want to even do co-op at all.
Yeah. Okay,
So,
yeah, there is a leveling system.
okay.
Um,
Yeah. I hope it's good.
yeah.
You know, I think Arcane puts out really amazing games.
I mean, they haven't put out a bad game.
Yeah, they have yeah. I mean, between Dishonored and Prey and Deathloop, you know, it's all really great games. So, hopefully Redfall's good. You know, I know the 30 FPS stuff sucks for some people, um, but you know, I'm sure it'll play just fine.
Yeah, I'm not like super into
The
like
co-op,
the overall premise. Yeah,
yeah,
the
the
co-op.
co-op shooter stuff. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't play Back for Blood, and so you know, I mean, we talked about it before, but it's hard to find the time to play stuff online with people. So, but I'll try it out. Like I'll probably at least play the first hour or so and at least give it a shot. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna stick with it, especially with Zelda coming out the following week. So
yeah, it's poor timing. I think this should have come out in June or July and just had 60 FPS at launch.
Yeah.
Like, I get that, you know, it's a different market between Xbox/Redfall and Nintendo and Tears of the Kingdom, but I think there's going to be a lot of the focus is going to switch to Tears of the Kingdom come May 12th, and Redfall is going to be forgotten.
I think so. I think even if the game's incredible, you know, it could be like, you know, an awesome game, but yeah, once Tears of the Kingdom comes out, it's I mean, not just this game, but all games are going to be pushed aside. Like I still want to play that the Benedict Fox game, the last case of Benedict Fox.
Has that game been reviewed? Like, is it reviewing well? I haven't really seen
it came out like a couple days ago, didn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't even look up reviews for it. The last case of Benedict Fox. Yeah, there's no reviews for it. When did it come out? It came out the 27th. Why is there no reviews for it?
Seems like it's like a 7.
A 7. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds like the combat is a little stiff.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any outlet reviews for it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, that'll probably be like a summertime game, I'd imagine, for me. Whenever there's nothing to play. Which, you know, Tears of the Kingdom is going to be huge. So that's going to be taking up a lot of my time for the summer as well. So, all right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up the show, everyone. We appreciate everyone listening. And Nick, where can they find us on our social stuff?
If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at GamingWTBros. We will be on there tweeting all about Tears of the Kingdom and Xenoblade over the next coming weeks. Instagram and TikTok, we are at Gaming with the Broscast. And then if you want to email us any questions, you can do so at gamingwiththebros@yahoo.com. And if you would, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Let us know how you're liking the show.
Good or bad.
Anything to improve. Yeah. Any thoughts or opinions or constructive feedback is always welcome.
Yeah, we would definitely appreciate it. All right, well, I think we'll be back next week with more. I'll probably talk a little bit more about Xenoblade. We might do a spoiler discussion for that if I can get that finished up. And then after next week, it's all hands on deck for Tears of the Kingdom.
Hands on deck, man.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that collector's edition in. We'll see.
God,
it's killing me, man.
It's
killing me.
If I can manage to get one, I'll try to get 2. You know, try to check out 2.
Yeah,
but doesn't seem like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to figure out this Best Buy launch and see if I can get one when I roll up. See what happens, but
yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye bye.